Hey everybody, welcome to the Friday Hangout with Stephen and Jamie. Morning, Stephen.
Good morning, Jamie. How
Cheers.
are you this morning?
I'm good. I have a good cup of coffee, and I was uh, thrust into the role here, so it was great. Last minute, which is I'm totally okay with. I was planning on being here anyway. Paul had to be called away to attend to as he put it, a teenage girl thing. So I believe he's had to take care of his daughter and do something to do with that. So, which is great. Part of the reason why you create, you retire financially from the work that you're doing, so that if something like that happens, you uh, can go ahead and be a part of it, right?
Excellent. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's why we're out here.
Mm-hmm.
While we're out here chatting with these folks this morning. And speaking of that, let's make sure that they're actually hearing us. I know there's a little bit of delay through the Hangouts out there sometimes, but I know there's several people who have joined us out there, and if somebody would just let us know. I hear Jamie, Jamie hears me, but I want to make sure that one of you guys out there hear us. So maybe over on the right-hand side, just type in the chat, hey, we hear you. Let us know that that we're coming through. Again, I know there's a little delay, so we won't sit here long just staring at the screen, but
Well, it's somebody will fire it in there. I'm sure we'll wake Natalie up and she'll fire one in there. So, the speaking of waking up, no, no, I know that we were you and Paul were planning to discuss the AOS and its new sort of 2.0 version, and I was looking forward to sitting back and listening again. The
Thanks, Natalie. Thanks, Sam.
Thanks, guys. And after listening to the hangout with Alec and Paul, I was very, as much as I've been a part of the rebuilding and restructuring of AOS, it's still fascinating to me to watch. Or sorry, I could probably listen. I guess listen to people talking about AOS and its differences and the new things that are in there, and you can probably agree and attest to this. During the process of rebuilding, we've used all the different products and all the different techniques, and through beta testing, through this, through that, and of course it's done such amazing things for our own businesses. But just to hear it from a different perspective, even though we talk to these people every day, it was great anyway.
Absolutely, absolutely agree. It's a very powerful, and Paul's very powerful with what he does anyway. And you're right, just listening to him talk anytime you get an opportunity to is great. These things that he's put together out there, even going just through the core, and what you learn, and what I've learned from him, even prior to the existence of the original AOS or Academy of Online Success, was just incredible. And then what he puts into these lessons, and as you go through them step by step, it really makes sense with what's out there, and it makes some light bulbs come on, and directions, send you in directions that you really need to go. Something as simple as quit broadcasting or quit selling your opportunity, because that's not what people are buying out there. When you look through, there's hundreds of thousands of opportunities out there, I'm sure, and there's a lot of great ones, but that's not what's for sale. That's not what you should actually be marketing. Down to marketing myself and teaching me how to do that is really some of the things that I've learned through the system, and just it's amazing that he could actually teach an old dog new tricks out there. So
Yeah, and it's funny. And sorry about having to move my camera, but the way it's set up, it was over to the left because I rearranged my desk, and I was trying to watch you because I'm, trying, and we're in a conversation together, so I'm trying to look, at the screen, and then I realized I'm not looking at the camera, so I thought I had to move around. But anyway, the teaching an old dog new tricks, I can attest. I mean, I don't know that we consider ourselves, very old, but at the same time, we've been doing this for a while, and it's true that you come into these things with sort of a mindset of exactly what it is that and I've been working with Paul for a long time, and one of the things he has always impressed upon me, and one of the things that I've probably learned through him is the whole concept of branding yourself and marketing yourself, and not promoting the business, because he's proven time and time again that the business is irrelevant. Like, whatever one, find one that you really really believe in and you can get behind and you can have some conviction with, and then go build it. And even though I knew that, and even though that's something that I've been I believe in, somehow with the new version of AOS and going through all the different videos so that we're ready for launching the second, the new version, and going through them all, it was kind of like I'd heard it all for the first time again, and it kind of resonated with me in such a different way that I thought to myself, I know I knew this, but why didn't I know this? It was one of those, So there's been plenty of things, plenty of with the different products, from Instant Traffic Bootcamp, to High Conversion Pro, to Leverage Secret, to the all the different the crash course, the core lessons, all those things. There's nothing in there that well, there's a lot of new stuff in there, but it's coming from a different perspective, right? And
Right.
it's a concept that we're not unfamiliar with, but the way it's being delivered is, even though you think you might know what AOS is, or the Academy of Online Success, I challenge you to just take another look, because you'll be very, very impressed. So,
Right. Right.
even being a part of it, I'm impressed. And usually you just are like, no, it's not a big deal, because you're going through it, right? You're working with it, so it very easily you take it for granted, right?
Right. Right.
So I mean, I think the most. I'll ask you the same question, and I'll answer it at the same time. Is what has been the most impact? And for me, on my business, the impact has been learning to be far more consistent with my action. Um, Again, not something I didn't know before, but something I didn't execute properly before. And with AOS now, and going through all the modules and the videos, and listening to all it, I keep thinking to myself, it's got to be more consistent, and you got to have a plan, and you need to understand where your strengths are, and really hammer home those strengths. I've learned some new skills through AOS that I didn't have before. Even with taking some lessons that I learned from you, Stephen, through the training you do in AOS. I didn't have to call Stephen specifically and take up his time and his marketing time and say, Stephen, can you show me all this stuff? No, I went into AOS and I found the modules that he's teaching, and I went, I want to learn this. So then I started to learn it, and it's been very effective. So that's how AOS has impacted my business, even though I've been a part of AOS right from the very beginning, from its conceptual idea to 2.0, right? And so no matter what you think you know about the Academy, I think you need to get back in there and take a look. So,
Well, it's definitely changed. Of course, when we first came out with it, again, being a part of the from the beginning, also when we first came through, I think we had a lot of focus on making it its own opportunity. And it's not that you can't at this point still obviously make money with it. I mean, you share it, you own the module, you make 100%. So that's good. But the focus is really more on the educational part, where you can use this with any opportunity that's out there. It will help you again, be better with anything that's out there. And I think that again's been the biggest stretch on me, because I mean I've been able to create some incomes with other opportunities in the past, and what's happened with that is when those opportunities have gone away, so is my income, because my focus again was building that brand and not branding myself. Whereas the biggest thing again I've learned is I create my own audience or create my own brand, and then the people are not they're not buying into the company that I work with. They're buying into Steven Sadler, and that is probably the most important thing out there. So because things going to happen. I mean, there's going to be poor management in some companies. I mean, they can be perfect for a long time, and then something happens, they go away. What it is the company goes. If you've got your brand built and your audience built, then they know that you're going to take them somewhere else that's going to be, and it may just be time for a move anyway. And sometimes, there might just be something just slightly better with the other one. So I think that's where I've learned the most is being more confident in building myself, and building my brand, as opposed to building the brand of the primary business or the opportunity or whatever it is that I am associated with out there.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's what's worked for me. So that's probably the biggest thing that I've gotten out of it.
And it's interesting because I completely agree with everything you said there, and one of the things that you said that struck a thought in my head was when you talked about how the AOS was so focused on being an opportunity when we launched originally in 2013, April of 2013. One of the essentially the major difference, outside of the content being completely redone, the focus is no longer on AOS being the opportunity. Part of the philosophy is that you're trying to provide solutions to people, and that's how you brand yourself, as someone who can provide the solutions. And the AOS essentially was providing another problem, to a certain degree, because people who are in the position where they already have a business, or they're struggling with the business they already have, all you're doing is asking them to come over and have the same problems with AOS. Now we're in a position where we literally are focused on whatever business you want to build, and we're here to help you develop that business and become a top producer in the company you choose, not the company we choose. And at the same time, and this is where I think part of the brilliance comes in, is that we still give you opportunity to earn money through AOS, whether it's at a 33% level or 100% level. You get to choose. We're not saying you have to come in and buy all these products, whereas before you had to.
Right.
Now, if you don't want to buy them, don't buy them.
Wait a minute. You're telling me I don't actually have to own one of these products to make money off of it now?
Correct.
Oh, wow.
Correct.
That's awesome. So I can sell one, and then in 45 days I actually get paid on that product?
Wait, you get paid immediately.
What?
I know, that was the other change. You didn't let me get there, but thank you for setting me up for a nice spike. That was fantastic. Yeah, no, that was the other thing. We used to have a 45-day waiting period, which was a nightmare. Nobody liked it, even us running the whole thing. We hated it too. But now you get paid directly to your PayPal account, provided you remember to go in and update your PayPal email address and update it accurately. That's the other side of it. So once you've updated your PayPal account, the payments will go directly. So if you choose to not purchase a product because you, for whatever reason, whether it's a financially it's too much, which is understandable for some, especially if you're just getting started out. There's plenty of free methods of marketing. There's plenty of, there's lots of stuff in there. It's not all paid. And so if you're looking for a product and you can't afford it, whatever the reason is, it doesn't matter. Or you're just choosing not to. Here's the beauty. As people are coming to AOS, and in this specific case, Paul does all the selling for you, he'll continue to sell that product to the people that you bring there, and some are going to buy it. And if you haven't purchased it, we'll still send you 33% commission directly to your PayPal account. But if you choose to purchase any product, and then of course Paul continues to do the selling in the exact same way, and the product sale is made, we're going to pay you 100%, all of it. So, it can go both ways. And I know people like to think, oh, you have the 100%, it's because you're trying to convince us to buy it. Hey, look, buy it, don't buy it. It's up to you. We're not suggesting any other way. I know me, I like 100% versus 33, but I'm not, I can't speak for everybody. But I think that the two big things are that you're getting paid immediately through PayPal, and you don't have to purchase products to get commissions. And AOS is not the opportunity; it is the tool to use to build whatever business you want to build. And I think that's massive. It's huge. We're not in competition with anybody, right?
Absolutely.
And that's a big.
If I go for this instant traffic boot camp, which is I believe $25 a month, and I actually purchased that. So what do I pass up? Because all these systems out there that say they pay 100%, you actually have to pass up a couple.
No pass up. We eliminated
no
the pass up.
So when I sell $25, when somebody buy, I get how much? $25?
If you own the product, you get 25.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
No pass up. So if you go and personally sell 100 100 modules or products, what do we want to call them? If you sell 100 of them, you're going to get all the money there, every last dime.
Last time, so I don't have to pass anything up, which is a great deal and a true concept and a true meaning of 100% out there. So if somebody's really looking to to build traffic in their primary, in their business, or even in this, that to me has been a great training camp to go through. I mean, it helped me start getting eyes on my site immediately, and get a lot of eyes on my site. And I think there's several different methods in there. Everything from free methods to paid methods. So it's definitely worth going through, and it's been a huge help to me. And again, I even knew how to do a lot of things even prior to it, but that has taken me to the next level out there.
Well, and I know too that the one of the things with AOS, especially with the new version, is the funnels. We have 2 proven funnels that already come with the product. And with the 7-day online bootcamp and the instant traffic bootcamp, they're already there. They're already available. And the concept is we're going to continue to build other funnels, and we just add them to it, right? Until they're proven, though, we don't put them in there.
Right.
That's the part of the puzzle, and that's what we do in our spare time when we're not doing hangouts and not marketing. We're actually trying to develop more products that will help members of the academy. Again, our goal is no longer to try and get you to see the opportunity in the academy. It's to help you build your business, drive traffic to your, well, not drive traffic to your business, but build a list of prospects for you to show to your business, which is a very different concept. And that's one of the things that has helped me most with my business too, with AOS. We've talked, part of what we're trying to do here today is just, have a conversation about what is AOS doing for us, so that maybe someone else can see where the value is for them. And one of the things for me is that it's providing an unlimited loss of words here, an unlimited source of leads, that not all of them will see my business as a primary business, because not all of them will be interested, because they already have their own. So I just help them build theirs, and we go from there. But there are also people that come along that I generate through my traffic sources that don't have businesses, and naturally, like, here you go, take a look at mine. And then that's how you drive traffic. It's not go out and promote your business, saying, here's what I'm doing. And then people look at it and go, no, I don't want to do that. But they don't know. They seem to think the business is important. No, more importantly, come work with me, and I'll teach you how to build your business, whether it's the same business I'm in or not. I think a big part of network marketing and MLM that people don't often understand is that even though you join a company, you're literally your own business within that company. Even though you're part of a team, you're still responsible for your own business. So even though you go join, all of the, name one, it doesn't matter, they're all the same. You have your own little pocket, your own little business. So you need to build your business to have success within network marketing. It doesn't matter what your upline leaders are doing or what your downline team is doing. I mean, your downline team, of course, is helping build your business, but if you're not providing them with skills, which you may or may not have, but we have at the Academy, and we are more than happy to give to your team, you can create a team that has a massive duplication going down. And that's the key.
Right. There's a great too, and talking about that, and what can you do to help your downline. If you're looking through the funnels there, which are more for bringing people into AOS, but even the 7-day online boot camp there has some great input into marketing. And again, you got access to that. Even if you're already in AOS, you probably want to go ahead and put your name on that list there, and let Paul kind of walk you through some stuff, because I think there's some methods in there for marketing your. There's some simple methods in there for marketing your business already, even if you're doing this before you get into Instant Traffic Bootcamp. But I'd make sure that I got through all 5 of the core training there. Even part 5, I think, has some free advertising methods in there that can kind of help out.
I have to stand corrected, because I believe I was I misspoke, so I'll correct myself for those that are paying attention. Instant Traffic Bootcamp, a funnel, which it's not. Sorry, it's the 7-day online bootcamp and the AOS funnel. Those are the 2 funnels. Sorry, the Instant Traffic Bootcamp is part of the Instant Cash Flow product. So, just wanted to clarify that so that nobody is confused as to what the heck this crazy guy's talking about. Yeah. So no, yeah, that's the 2 funnels are 7-day online bootcamp and the AOS funnel. Those are the 2.
Right.
And they come with banners and solo added ads, and that all comes with the with your core training and all of that stuff. You don't have to pay anything extra for those. But
right, and I think those 2 kind of help you with some ideas on. I just saw a question. That's all. That's the reason I was kind of emphasizing that. Those 2 can kind of help with ideas on some marketing.
Sure.
Marketing before you get into the Instant Traffic Bootcamp. I wouldn't wait too long on that, because the Instant Traffic Bootcamp is going to have to help you drive lots of traffic fast, and that's really the key to any marketing, is to get eyes on whatever it is you're trying to get them on, whether that be you or something else. So.
And I mean, as the product indicates, instant traffic. I mean, that's the whole concept. It's to teach you how to get it instantly. And I respect the question in the sense that I see it now. Yeah, I mean, it's sitting right there, but I never read it. I get where they're coming from. That if you don't purchase it, then how do you drive traffic? Well, in the core training, it touches on exactly what you're trying to accomplish, and with that, you need to make a decision as to what you're trying to accomplish. Are you trying to accomplish okay, so.
Oops, sorry.
No, that's okay. Are you trying to accomplish, toe in the water? Or are you trying to build a business? Are you trying to create a place for your team to come and learn? Or what is the goal here, right? And so that's where you can take a look at it. But again, you don't have to purchase it. And if people come through and create their free account with AOS to take a look around, I mean, you got someone doing all the sales work for you to find out whether or not people are interested, and that's Paul Berthold. I mean, he's doing all the explanation, and you'll find a little bit more from Stephen and myself and Alec on on the inside of some of these different products, because we've supported the rebuild and the original build of AOS. So, but I just can't stress enough how much of an impact it actually has had on my day-to-day dealings with how I manage myself, and I think that's probably been the most powerful component for me. In having said that, that's also something that is in the works as well. Is just another piece of the puzzle as to we've kind of stumbled across some methods in order to keep ourselves focused, and instead of just using them, we're actually going to provide them as tools, right? I know that not everybody works in the same fashion, but giving people an option on how to organize their day is a big part of it. And AOS is the one that structured it for me. So
well, now, is that what the I noticed out there too, that he's got a product called the I didn't notice that, I knew it was out there. It makes it sound like hey, I'm just seeing this. Just come across this my first visit. We have the 30-day mindset challenge that he has just recently added to the system. And again, working with Paul, almost daily, just sometimes in just this aspect, and where you need to be with your mental asset, with your mental with the mental aspects is incredible. And I know you're big on that too, and you know what's going on as far as where your mind needs to be when you get into this business period.
Yeah.
So, there's huge value in what he's got going on out there, and if I'm correct, for $15.
$15,
yeah. What can
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, I spend more than that, every 2 weeks or every week on books and tapes and stuff like that.
That
mindset.
Coffee in like 3 days. Like,
right.
Awful. So, I should really get a handle on that. Cheers.
So
this place right here.
Yeah, great point for great point. A great place to get out there and get going. And again, even with that, if I don't own that product, I'm going to get $15 for every 3. But if I own that product and I sell one, how much am I going to make, Jamie?
One? Well, $15. 100%.
What if I sell 2? How much am I going to make?
30.
3?
45. You
mean I don't have to give any of that away?
Nope, not if you own it. Don't go any higher than that. I don't know if I can get.
Well, I'm not going higher because I couldn't if you're right or not. So, and then
the bottom line is, if you purchase the product,
right,
one sale of the product, and it's free.
And you're even.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I think I just upset Natalie. I suggested giving up coffee. She almost came through the camera here. Don't worry, you don't have to give up your coffee. I was just suggesting that I might need to, tailor back. Like, I can brew it at home instead of go out and get it. It's a heck of a lot. I could probably probably run about 3 or 4 more ads a month if I just, had a better plan with my coffee.
Right. And now, and I also see that we have put in there the Residual Advertising Blueprint, or RAB.
Yeah.
Which is that's been huge for me, and that's another area where he really gets in depth on how to do something today that's going to work for you for years to come. I mean, he talks about getting leads from years ago, from things he did years ago, and he still gets leads.
Yep.
Now, this is not talking about like residual income. This is residual advertising, and ways to make things that do last forever, which will turn into income.
Yep.
But again, it kind of goes back to, if you take this and apply it to learning to market yourself, then whatever you did 10 years ago is going to work again still today, no matter what business you're in or what you're doing, because you're bringing everybody to you and not to the business that's out there. Now, here's the amazing thing with this, and again, you pay for it one time. The first time that you make a sale, you're even. The second time you make a sale,
you're in profit.
Yeah, you make $100.
That's it.
So this is a when it was first released, it was a $500 product, but we've turned it into a $100 product.
Yeah. I think that it's still worth 500. We just,
it's worth way more than 500.
No, we just put it out there.
I probably would pay, $1,500, $2,000 for this.
It's funny because it's funny you say that, because I agree, because there's one product in there, like one within the residual advertising blueprint. There's not a product, but a tool that when I was originally, back when AOS launched, I did all of the proofing for all of the videos. Like, I had to watch them all and make sure that everything was in line, and so I had to make lots of detailed notes and stuff like that. And one of the videos is about a certain tool, and when I watched that video, I thought to myself, how is it that I've never heard of this tool before, and why am I not using it? So I immediately went over and checked it out, and to this day is probably one of the most used tools in my arsenal. And it one of the things I used to hate doing, it basically made it one of the things I enjoy doing, just like that. So it's right there alone. Whatever the price tag was would have been worth it, just because it was that. And there's a lot of stuff in the residual advertising blueprint that is well worth the price of admission, so to speak. And again, own it, don't own it, we're going to pay you either way if you make a sale through your account. So, which is crazy to me. And what's great about having AOS running in this fashion, whereas you can whether you purchase products, instead of purchasing all the products, or if you only want to purchase one or two, or you can only afford one or two right now, as you make sales of those one or two, you can then purchase the other ones and get 100%. So you can start out by purchasing, let's say Instant Traffic Bootcamp and High Conversion Pro, and which, by the way, is fantastic. You can purchase just those two and leave all the rest, because you may not be able to manage all of them at the same time. But as soon as you start making a couple of sales of Instant Traffic Bootcamp and High Conversion Pro, then you have some upfront money to purchase other products to continue your training, or have upfront money to expand your marketing. That is what I found extremely powerful, because I remember, it's clear as day, what it's like to be marketing on a budget. And when you're marketing on a budget, it's really, really tough to find ways to get really quality, solid, and targeted advertising. And then when you start to make some money, rather than go and spend it all, I put it back into with the way AOS is lined up now. There's just a lot of way more upfront, instant money going directly to your PayPal account, which you can turn around and then directly pay for advertising if you choose to, or purchase other products, etc., etc. There's just a lot more turnover of that upfront money, so that you can continue to invest in your business. And I think that has been very impactful in my business too. Being able to grow faster.
Excellent. Right. Now, the High Conversion Pro, again, and you just hit on, that's a great product too, because obviously the more traffic you bring in, you're wanting to convert that and turn that into something else. I think what Paul's got planned here is just, there's nothing out there like it. I think it's going to be one of the best things since sliced bread, I guess is what we say here in the South. But It is for you as the consumer. If you purchase this product again, I believe this one is $100 a month,
Yep.
but you have one person who purchases this, that's $100 a month, and that's even. That breaks you even, and you sell two, that's $100 plus a month. So you got the second one out there. But even again, not talking about sales. It sounds like I'm trying to sell the opportunity. I mean, you buy it, you don't buy it, then every you're going to get 33%, $33 a month basically off of each of them that you sell. So it's not going to you don't have to get it. But he teaches a lot there, and I believe as part of this, he's going to be doing webinars monthly that bring you up some new stuff. Also, there are going to be new products added out there as not products, new modules added, new things he comes up with as time goes, and as you go through week to week or month to month, there will be stuff added. So there's definitely going to be value for that for years to come. And again, with this ever-changing landscape that we're in out there, it's good to have somebody who can focus on what's changing, how it's. I know I can't every day. I don't have. First of all, I wouldn't know where to look. Two, I don't have time to sit there and research the market every day. And Paul can see what's going on, and he has foresight to know what's happened from 10 years ago, or from when he started, and to I think 15 years ago, however long it's been, to today. He kind of knows how to stay a step ahead of the game that's out there, and he's going to present those methods, or basically the what's working now, kind of on a monthly basis, not only through live webinars, but through the modules and things that he actually releases there as they come available through the High Conversion Pro. And Jamie, correct me if I'm incorrect on that. So.
No, you're 100% correct. I mean, that's part of the, research and development is an important part of any, proactive company that's, planning to be around for a while. And, I think that one of the important things that people do when they're trying to build something of significance is they surround themselves with solid people. And one of the other things I wanted to touch base on when it comes to the impact AOS has had on my business is my leadership skills have exponentially grown, especially in the last 6 months, based just simply off of the research, the revision and the revised plan with AOS, because it's not designed around, again, not around the opportunity. It's designed around us as a team, myself, you, Stephen, Paul, Alec, to create an environment whereby we're teaching people how to build their businesses. So they have to invest in the time to learn it from us, whether it's through the videos we've created, like I explained earlier when I was watching videos that you created, or directly with us if we're setting up time to have conversations. But the concept is simple, is that the leadership skills are growing for the team. You talk about Paul and his ability to analyze the market and identify the changes coming, and try and being progressive and proactive. I couldn't agree more. He's got his finger on the pulse of the industry, and at the same time, by proxy, so do we. And that's a beautiful thing, because I mean, it keeps us on the cutting edge. It keeps us in a place where we're prepared to. I mean, I alluded to it earlier. Just there were about them creating a plan, a daily plan, and a weekly schedule and stuff like that. That's likely to be a module at some point, at some time. Simply because we have to develop it into something that people could utilize, as opposed to me just spouting it off on a web hangout, right? Something that I could sit down and teach one person that schedule, or I can create a video series and have that video series teach them. which is where the duplication and the leverage comes from, so that we can help everybody, you know. So I think that, I mean, even in my personal life, because I do some coaching and life coaching outside of the online industry, just, you know, by virtue of business principles and life mindset principles that I believe in, and you know, and teach even through the academy too. You know, there's been things that I've learned through AOS that have transcended just the online industry. So there's a lot of powerful mindset tools that are coming through AOS, even if it's just small. I mean, they make a significant difference anyway. I think Paul's been I don't know, rejuvenated. I don't know if that's the right word or not. He can correct me if he like, but but it's just that I've known Paul for a long time. He's originally from, you know, Manitoba, where I am, and the version of Paul that we have that was part of the rebuild of AOS is a very focused individual, a very driven, and also very much in line with wanting to help other people build their business, which is awesome for me. Like
I think that's what he had. This whole thing has been what he's wanted to do. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you, man, but I'm with you on that. This whole thing is what he's been wanting to do. But you hit on something, and if I don't think quick, then I forget what I'm talking about. So the original, again, I love the original Academy of Online Success, but I think what it in turn became was a pre-launch to the relaunch. So he was able to go through with this plan that he had and actually see how it would fit in the marketplace. And with all of the help that we had through the original Academy of Online Success and the feedback and the connections and knowing what was going on, we were able to really tighten things up in what he has created now. So I think that's what's re-energized him, is just the fact that, you know, he was able to say, boom, now what I wanted to do, I can see how that actually fits into what's going on out there, or what, not that he didn't know what's going on, but how it would relate back to, you know, thousands of people coming through, which, you know, we had through the original, and how it affects them and what's going to be the best route to go. And then he was able to tweak it and reorganize it and build it from the ground up with the same theories, but with a true picture of what's going to work best for you and for me and for Natalie and for anybody else, for Vicky, for anybody else that's out there, you know, in whatever aspect that they're marketing, whatever business they're marketing, and that's what was going to help them the best. Jamie, I think what he's most excited about, though, and probably has been his biggest picture from a long time, is this product that he's put in here that is definitely not for everybody. It's a little more expensive than the rest. Again, the value behind it is 10 times, probably 10 to 20 times more than the $500 that you actually pay. And I heard him say that the other night, that, oh, it's a little more expensive, but you know, you expect it to be like $3,500 expensive. It's not, and $500 is higher than the rest, but to me that's not expensive. But it's the leverage secret, and you know, that again, it's not for everybody, but that has probably been the very biggest lesson I have learned from Paul, is the things that he goes through in the leverage secret, the value of it, and what happens with that. And for $500 one time, again, sell one and it's paid for, sell two and you're up there.
I mean, pause for a moment. When you say sell one or sell two, you aren't selling it. Paul
Right,
does.
Paul is. Paul
You
is
don't have
selling
to be a salesman. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to know how to sell it. You don't have to talk to anybody about it. Let
it.
the AOS do its job.
He's going to take care of that for you, but you have one transaction with it.
Yep.
If you own it, then you're covered on it. You have two transactions with it. If you own it, the second one's yours. The second 500 yours. But you know, this is like not owning a franchise. This isn't like owning a McDonald's franchise. What he teaches you in here is how to be Ray Kroc. You know, he teaches you how to set up a set. He gives you your own business to franchise out.
Yeah.
And not only does he do that, then he is there with you step by step. Anytime you need him, he's going to walk you through this method. And I know that we've got a couple that, and not only does he walk you through how to do it in the theory side and teach you that, they also provide the system and the tools for you where you don't have to be a technical guru to make this happen. You don't have to go out and hit these sites up to find somebody to build one for you and then go through it step by step to make sure that they're doing it like you want to. What have you learned from this leverage secret that's out there? First of all, it's no secret when you actually find out the story behind it. It's just that most of the big guys don't. It's not that they don't want to share it with you. They just haven't really figured out how to. Or they don't, you know, it's not, of course, if they do, then they feel like they're going to lose something. So, again, I think this has been Paul's biggest excitement that's out there is learning or figuring out exactly how he could share this secret with everybody and actually make it work where it's simple enough that anybody can do it that really wants to.
No, you're right. It's not really a secret. It's funny because it's something that actually happens everywhere everyone goes. If you leave your house, probably actually even inside your house, this is happening anyway. And I think that the single greatest, that's a tough one because Leverage Secret has been a very, very, very exciting product for me. I've always been a huge fan of the franchise concept, back to when I was in my early 20s. Like it's always been fascinating to me. Not understanding the business side of it, just knowing that it was fascinating was just always something that intrigued me. I never really dug into it much, but I just knew that there was something to it. After listening, it's interesting. There's a book that I read that I had read it, and then I watched the Leverage Secret product, and it's amazing that the two went hand in hand. And I think the most powerful thing that I've learned, or that I appreciate about the Leverage Secret, is one word to sum it up would be systems. And what I mean by that is there is no such thing as a successful business model that doesn't contain systems, period, whether it's a franchise or not. And that's, I think, the biggest thing I got from Leverage Secret was, and it has changed a lot of the way I'm doing what I do every day. It's been a slow process because I've done things in such a horrible fashion, even though they work. I've done them in such a horrible fashion that once I delved into the Leverage Secret, I recognized that I don't have systems in place for these tasks, and because they don't have systems, that's why they are horrible, right? And so if I was to create more systems, then I can get through them quicker. Natalie is actually a great example that I've recently spoke to with reference to it, is some of the systems that she's created for herself in order to accomplish some of the marketing techniques that she uses. that I found very impressive. And she may have not even have realized that she created a system, because a lot of people just do these things and they think, oh no, it's just an easier way to do it. They just sort of minimize it and not recognize it. You've created an actual system that you could take a complete new person off the street, drop them into your office, give them your instruction manual, which is the system, by the way, and they can then execute exactly what it is that you do in the exact same way. That's the leverage secret. Is create systems for everything. Systems for the way you answer the phone, systems for the way you talk to people, systems for the way you fill out paperwork, systems for the way you do your marketing, and all the different ones. So if you do safe lists, the systems for how you do that, how you do your PPC, how you do everything. To create a little system, whether it's a paperwork and a checklist or whatever it is, but it's a system. And that's what Ray Kroc was so in love with when he first walked into the McDonald's. Because the McDonald's restaurant, when he first walked into it, because he wasn't the original idealist behind McDonald's. He walked into a restaurant selling restaurant equipment in a burger place called McDonald's, M-A-C, not M-C. And when he walked in there, the systems that they were using to create these identical burgers in a fraction of time, being run by teenagers, was what he fell in love with. Was that system to utilize? You think about it. Just think about this for just a second. McDonald's franchises, as they are today, billions and billions of dollars, run by teenagers. High school students are running these billion-dollar companies.
Right.
That's not even possible from a conceptual thought, but from a system-wide thought, it's perfect. And that when I was going through the Leverage Secret, I was like, this is unbelievable.
And that's what he's teaching you, is why that works. But again, the best part of it is the fact that he is showing you. He's helping you create a system that makes you Ray Kroc. And he's giving you the tools and the things that are needed out there. And another thing is as you go through step by step, from the beginning, we talk about branding yourself down to that's what the Leverage Secret does, is it gives you every single aspect of what you need to brand Jamie Cinq-Mars, to brand Natalie, to brand Vicky, to brand Stephen, and not only that, it also gives you the tool of Paul Birdsall himself to teach you how to brand yourself. And again, I know we have some examples of these out there with some people who are already using it, where the templates are already there and already up and already going. And as you go through them, I know whose site it is, and I can tell who the person is that's sharing it with me, because he's branding himself as he goes through this system, so that in the end he can brand his, he can sell his own version of hamburgers and French fries, or whatever he's trying to do out there, and whatever his primary is. That's what's in the end of this particular thing, but it does provide the other tools.
Well, and I think that it's Paul had touched on it in the last hangout with Alec, and I mean, he's giving us a perfect example of it today, really. When you have franchises and these little stores all out there running, and you own a piece of all these little stores that are running, whether you're available, which in this case today Paul was not available, whether he forgot about a commitment to his daughter or it just came up, either way it doesn't matter. He has the capacity and the capability to say, nope, I can't be there. I'm going to go do whatever I need to do with my daughter, because those stores will continue to run whether he's there or not.
Right.
So he doesn't have to run them because he's not, he's got the other people running them, and that's what leverage. It's not really a secret, because franchising's been around for a long, long time. I mean, we call it a secret, and people are like, ooh, what's the secret? It's not really a secret, but maybe the way that it's being delivered. Consider this. There's been many concepts that I've learned over the years with working with Paul, that in the rebuilding of AOS, I've how do I word this? When during the rebuild, it's almost like I saw them from a different perspective, and they resonated to a point where it was like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do with that. And that, I mean, I understood it before, it made sense to me, but I didn't know how to practically apply it.
Right.
And now, when I go through AOS, I'm like, yeah, I can do that, I can do this, I know how to use that, we're going to put that over here, we're going to put that over here, boom, 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 and I'm like, all of a sudden I've got marketing coming out the wazoo, and things are going crazy, and, you know, my leadership skills are exponentially growing at you know, warp speed. My confidence in working with people directly is growing. My the mindset side of things that I'm very passionate about has become even more important to me, because I can see where it's such a key component to the whole growth process. You know, so just AOS has just sort of revitalized things I already knew that I didn't understand or didn't apply properly or didn't utilize to their fullest potential. And I think that's probably been the biggest impact for me.
Well, it's definitely
I was
been.
going to ask the same question. I had a question, because we should probably get close to wrapping up here. It's almost 11.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you, what would you say is the number one impact? Because I've known you for a long time as well, and we've had conversations about things that you do with your marketing, and, you know, and I've learned some things from you, and built some different marketing on my own from you. But what would you say for you is the number one, or close to the top, impact that AOS, the new version of AOS, has had on your marketing? Because I do know that you have a pretty solid marketing plan, and you've always had one. So my thought process is along the lines of, with the new version of AOS, what has the impact of that been on someone who already has a solid marketing plan coming to the table?
Well, it kind of helps you get refocused. It's helped me get refocused, and like you said, almost going through it again teaches you to go back to what you already know. And I think that's been the biggest thing, is it's helped me get back down in line, and again get back to the access to Paul, whether he's there or not. You know, that's the beauty of it. It's, you know, it's on video, so I can go back to it and listen to it over and over and over again. But it's just been, you know, other than the little secrets, you can listen to the same thing 50 times and pick up a different nugget each time. So that's been a big positive out there. But just I guess the biggest thing is it's just helped me get refocused and back on branding myself and moving back in that direction, and kind of you know, helping me convert better, and not just because, yeah, I've always been able to get traffic, but it's helped me convert better and kind of move towards the ideas of creating my own franchise to sell out there.
Yeah. You know what, and that's a great point, and I'm glad you threw that in there right at the end, because I've always known you as somebody who's been really good at driving great traffic, and large amounts of it, and for someone of your stature when it comes to building a list and driving traffic, to make the statement that you're finding that you're converting better based on the new information that you have through the new version of AOS, that's a big statement. I mean, better conversions equals better success. I mean, you can have a list of 75,000 people. If you can't convert any of them, then they're just people, right? So I appreciate that ended up being part of that answer, because that's a big deal. So you know what? I think maybe we've gone through pretty much everything.
The idea of these hangouts for Paul is going to be kind of at the end, as we try to do with most of our hangouts. In the future, he's going to leave We didn't today, unfortunately, but he's going to leave room for questions and answers, my understanding. So we'll be looking for him out there. Obviously, things can come up, so Paul may not be on all of them, but he's planning on being on as many as he can. Jamie and I will be out there. I know Alec will be a part of it. So we might even, in a couple of these, get an opportunity to meet the programmer himself, somebody who's been around and been a big part of it. But yeah, I know, shut the front door.
We better have the censor button ready.
Yeah, so yeah, no, it's amazing to actually be around him, though. Compared to when you hear stories and then get around him, it's pretty.
Quite amazing.
But he's going to be. My understanding is Paul's going to pull him by the ear and get him to be on, which is a great. You can learn a lot from this guy with Jake Hennick. So there's a lot of exciting things coming up, here in the very near future. We're not doing any kind of a massive launch, but we're ready to go, and the system's together, and everything's out there.
And
so,
I mean, we'll get better at these too. These are some of the first few Hangouts we've done, so we're still going through the format of how we're going to do them, and they're stretching a little longer maybe than we'd like, but what we'll do is we'll learn how to be more concise, more comprehensive, and more clear, and then it'll tighten up, and then we'll have room for the question and answers for sure, because it is a big part of it too, right? You want to have the question and answer. We did get one question from Samuel, which was great, so we'll and Natalie was just mostly concerned that she'd have to give up her coffee. So outside of that, I'd like to tell everybody that have a great day. I'm glad that you were here. I appreciate you taking the time to come hang out with us. And, Stephen, as always, it's been a pleasure to have a conversation with you.
I've enjoyed it. Please ignore my bird in the back. He's saying goodbye, too. So.
All right. My neighbor's dog's been barking since we started, so it's fine. All right.
Have a great day, guys. Thanks a lot.
Take care. Bye now.